Good morning, everyone, and happy National Coffee Day. I thought it would be cool to get on here and answer some questions that clients and friends and just some of my followers have asked me over the past few couple months or weeks or just recently submitted. So if you want to grab a cup of coffee, or if you're not into coffee, a cup of tea, I'll just go through just a few questions that I received. So one question is, how long does a personal injury claim take to get a settlement? I love when clients ask me this question right off of the bat because it depends. And I know that is such a cliche answer, but what I tell people is when you're better or as good as you're going to be, that's when we can consider to settle the case. So once you're done with your medical treatment, I often don't know how long that's going to take. So if you have less severe injuries, it might not take as long. But if you have, more severe injuries and you have to have a surgery or you have to do months and months of physical therapy, that can obviously vary. So what I say to that is it just depends on your treatment and how long it takes you to get better, or like I said, as good as you're going to get. So that can take 6 months, that can take a couple years. I've had cases last 4 months. I've had cases last 4 years. So it just depends. Another question I had was, how much is my case worth? This is another one that I can't answer right off of the bat because one, I often don't know the extent of your injuries yet. And I don't know how much medical treatment that you are going to incur. Now, I don't want people to fall into the idea that I'm sure they've heard that, oh, well, just take my medical bills times 3 and that should be what I get. I think that is really an old way of thinking. I know some insurance adjusters still kind of try to get around that number, but I actually try to get away from that because how can you determine the extent of someone's pain and suffering and what they've really gone through just by taking their medical bills and timing them by 3? Because if you only have, for example, $2,000 worth of medical, but you now suffer from chronic pain for the rest of your life, I think you should get more than $6,000. So again, it depends. This is a question I get all the time. It's kind of easier with workers' comp, because that is such a more formulaic system. So I can much better guess what your injury is worth or what you'll receive in your settlement just because of the formula that we have to use, which whatever body part you hurt is worth a certain number of weeks. So that's included in the formula. Whatever your wage is, that's included in the formula too. So I can give you a little better idea with a workers' comp claim. But with personal injury, it's much, much harder. I can take a guess, but I always say, don't hold me to that number because I don't know. I can, of course, value cases. I can do that. I can guess. I can guesstimate, but that's probably not going to be the exact dollar amount that you end up with. Another question is, who will handle my personal injury case? So the main person on it will likely be me. I am a solo practitioner. I have my firm and I do everything. But if it is a more intensive case, if it's more complicated, I usually will bring another attorney on to the case to help assist me in the claim. You may as the client, you may hear from this attorney, or I just may be the direct point of contact. So usually in all of my contracts, it says in there, you allow other attorneys to work on your case as co-counsel if I feel that I need them. So they'll come on, they'll help me out, but that does not mean that your fee goes up. So whatever fee we contract to, that's not going to go up just because I bring an attorney another attorney on. So if you contract with me for 33.33%, that attorney and I, or those two other attorneys and I, will split that 33.33%. Your fee will not go up. Next question, how should I select an attorney? Well, I mean, it is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements. I would say someone who you can actually talk to and who is not fake, I guess. One of the things I pride myself in with my clients is I try not to be, fake. So I like to give you no news, good news, or bad news. And I'll tell you how it is, because that's my job. So I work for you, but I also have to tell you my opinion and give you my professional advice. So, I think someone who's actually going to go to bat for you and who will be honest with you. You can't tell a client that their case is worth $100,000 when in all reality, you know that you can probably only get 30 or something like that. But you don't want to misrepresent to a client just to get them under contract and then say, oh, well, I'm actually just going to churn and burn your case and get it out the door. So the fact that it is just me and I do personal injury, I take less cases, but I try to maximize those cases. So I'm never going to have with just me 200-300 cases that I take the first offer. I will negotiate it as much as I can. If we have to file suit, I'll tell you that I think we should file suit and work the case up and get you what you need. The last question is, what type of case is your favorite? My favorite type of case to prosecute are first-party bad faith cases. So you may have seen some of my previous videos or posts. That would be claims against your own insurance company. So uninsured motorist claims, underinsured motorist claims, homeowners claims, medical payment coverage claims. That is when you have a claim directly against your own insurance company, not against a person who hit you, but against whoever insures you. So for example, in the uninsured motorist case, which I've handled tons and tons and tons of, if you're hit by a driver who either drives away from the scene or doesn't have insurance, your insurance company steps into the shoes of that driver and is supposed to take care of you that way. So pay compensatory damages, and oftentimes they don't. I know that's shocking, and I just love to put insurance companies on blast. The thing is, I have insurance. I use my insurance. Everyone should have it. But, insurance companies basically rule everything. They have so much money, and oftentimes they just don't treat their insureds fairly. And under Missouri law, you can't do that. It's actually called vexatious refusal to pay. I love these types of claims. I've tried cases on them. They're really fun because when you get in front of a jury, you don't say, Shannon Dawson versus, or not, let's not use my name. Let's say like Rachel Smith versus John Smith. It's Rachel Smith versus insurance company. And a jury's like, well, why are we here for that? Shouldn't they pay? Isn't that what they pay premiums for? Now, obviously a lot more goes into it than that, but it's fun. So that is my favorite type of case. And I think that is all the questions I have. So I hope everyone enjoys this amazing weather and a nice cup of coffee, and I'll talk to you soon.